Relative clauses, they are used to explain a sentence in a better way. Yeah, how you heard that. A better way to explain sentence. Okay. For example, I have here 3 examples of how to use relative clauses. Relative clauses are those that help you to link a sentence like with that. Okay? For example here, people live in cities have more stress than people live in small towns. So the best way to answer this example would be people that live in cities have more stress than people. Using noun clause, you have to use for cities or places, and you have to use it for who and who. For example here, Latin cities have more stress than people. Who? Because it is not defined the person that we're talking about, so it's more generally. So people that live in cities have more stress than people who live in small towns. So here you are matching or linking people that do something. Okay. Another example. Amy likes to stay in hotels. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but she likes to. Everything is the correct answer here. Amy likes to stay in hotels.
Where?
There. Where? The thing is where. Roberto, what do you think is the correct answer? You don't know. Well,
where? It's gonna be where.
Okay. Yep, exactly. You're correct. We have to use where.
Extra point for me.
We're gonna talk about it. Anna likes to stay in hotels where there are a lot of theaters and restaurants nearby. So this is a noun clause, like who, where you use non-specific place, but generally you're talking about the characteristics of that place. For example, here we don't know where there are a lot of theaters. Okay. The next example: some city people have attached by lakes. They can swim and relax during summer season. So here we can explain that some cities people have attached by lakes, and then you give the explanation why they used to, or what can they do in that kind of place. So here you are explaining with them. Well, these are all of my parts. I will never give class again. It's so stressful for me. I don't know how you can do this. So annoyed. Hell yeah. And well, that's all for me. Shoot.
And I talk about the order of modifiers. And you need to follow this sequence of this rule for describe a city or town. But only apply in some cities or some towns, and not not all, apply in all or everything. And the first is quality. Is exciting, picturesque, or modern, or one of characteristics of the city or the town. And after is size. It's large, middle, but are not big. You can decide this. And age only apply in towns. For example, old town. And type is a resort. And noun is a city or town only. And describe phrase. You can describe one thing in the city or the town. For example, with Boston Street or with your own outdoor activities. And I can write an example for Guadalajara. And Guadalajara is I don't know, modern, big, young, type, young tourist city, and another. I'll describe, for example, with many streets. Oh. Well, it's awful streets. And Guadalajara is a modern, big, young tourist city with many awful streets. And this is the order for order or modifiers. And it's sample, but you can maybe, it can be confused, but it's sample. And it's all.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you for the class.
See you
teacher.
next week.
Love you.
Bye bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to talk about vocabulary, and the topic is going to be what makes a city important to tourists, important to residents, or important to both. We have here some words or expressions, and we are going to talk about fast about one. And now we are going to talk about each of them. Well, hotels, it is important to tourists because they are going to arrive to a new city, so it's important to them to know where they are going to stay. Nightlife, I think this is important to tourists too because they are going to a new country or city, so they have to know where they can hang out. And it is important to residents too, but not that much because they live there, so they can go everywhere they want to go. Landmark, this is very important to tourists because as I say, they are going to go to or visit a new place, so it is important this because this is like a reference in the city or in the place that you are going to visit, like a tower or a park or something like that. Important to residents, we have green spaces, and this is important to them because this is an area that you can, I don't know, go to have a Sunday with your family, so it's important to them because they live there. Then we have cost of living, and this is important to residents because they live there, so they have to know how much they can spend and how much they are going. They need to work to earn money. Then neighborhoods. Well, this is important to the residents because they have a lot of neighbors. And job market. This is important to the residents because they have to know where they can work. And important to both transportation system because they have to move in the place. So this is very, very important. And climate is important to both because I don't know, it's just important. Then shopping, well, this is important to everyone because you have to know where you can go to shop. A lot of, I don't know, food and clothes and everything. And crime rate, I think this is important to both because they crime rate is it's important.
Hello, my name is Alejandro, and I'm gonna explain the difference between the different kind of towns. And a coastal town is a town in the coast, like Cancun or Manzanillo. College town it's like Ciudad Universitaria. There are a lot of college and schools in a small space. Okay? Industrial town it's it's dedicated to industrial manufacturing, like I don't know, building cars and stuff like that. Mountain town it's like Mazamitla. Port town, it's just a town near a port, like Puerto Vallarta and Nueva Vallarta.
You're making it.
And that's it.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah.
I think you missed, or he said mountain town?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you, teacher. See you. Sawadee Club.
Yeah. I'm not gonna teach anymore in my life or the next one.